Where the fuck is McClay?
Dude, I drank one of these before Star Wars, and I pissed, 5 or 6 times.
Is that why?
Yeah.
I was wondering what was that.
Every fucking 5 minutes.
I thought you had like a turd stuck.
Action.
Awesome. This is the Bogcast, episode 63. We are brought to you by Bang Salon. Come get all your hair needs, including cuts, natural colors, vivid colors, extensions, shampoo and stylings, all under one roof at Bang Salon. Find and message Bang Salon on Instagram at Bang Salon at BANGDSALON. Use promo code
Bogcast
for 20% off your first visit. So come on down and get banged by Jordan. But if you really bang Jordan or try to bang her, I'll fucking kill you. Cool.
Check us out on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, all your favorite podcatchers. Make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure you comment. Let us know what you think. Seriously.
Sweet.
So what's going on, brother?
My blunt went out. Not a whole lot, man. What are you up to? So I guess we're just going to talk about the last year of the Bogcast, huh?
Yeah, man.
Bunch of crazy shit.
Yeah. First, kind of fucking feeling shitty, man, having to take that puppy back this morning. So I got a puppy to try and, you know, with my dog Abby. She's getting old, and I figure maybe getting a puppy to be around her would add some years to her life, you know, make her happy. And I got this fucking puppy, and the puppy just was super, super alpha over her. And Abby's just so nice that she will not get into it with another dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She'll tell her to back off, but she won't bite her. You know what I mean? Like, and
she won't show her who's boss.
Yeah, she won't show dominance. So like, the puppy would do things like Abby would go lay down somewhere. The puppy would walk over to Abby and bark at her until Abby got up. The puppy would sit where Abby was. Wherever Abby would go and lay down, the puppy 15 minutes later would do that again. You know what I mean?
Just fucking with her?
Yeah. If Abby had something, the puppy would go grab it. You know what I mean? Abby's just too nice.
So how old is Abby?
Abby's 10. I think she's 10 years old. She might going on 11.
10 years, she's the only dog, spoiled as fuck. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden she's like, what in the fuck is this?
Yeah, and this puppy was ornery as fuck. Beautiful puppy. And being a puppy, that's what puppies do. Puppies, but here's the problem. Like, because Abby wasn't sitting there telling her back the fuck up, you know, telling her not to bite, the puppy would bite. Because no other dogs told her, hey, you can't do that. You know what I mean? That's what you need another dog, especially another older dog, to tell them that. And Abby was just too nice. She wouldn't. So it just wasn't working out, man. So the dude I got him from, really good dude. This dude named Nate, really good dude. Fucking, I just hit him up and I'm like, man, listen, this is heartbreaking, but I can't keep the dog. I thought I was going to be able to. This is the second time I've tried this. Remember, like, I tried this, I think, right when the Bogcast was starting.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I thought maybe it'd be better to get you know, not a puppy, but you know, like a year and a half old dog. And that didn't work. And the reason why that didn't work is because this year and a half old dog was so hunt dominant. That's all it would do was hunt. Even in the house, it would just quarter the house all day. Didn't give a shit about Abby, right? So it was the opposite. Abby would try to play with that dog, and that dog wouldn't give a shit. And so Abby would, you know,
just made it worse for her.
It just made it worse for her. So I'm like, okay, now I just need to get a puppy, and then that way Abby will train the puppy, this and that. Just didn't work. It was shitty. So anyways, I hit him up and I'm like, hey man, this is heartbreaking, but it's just not a good situation. I feel bad for both my dog, who this was about. She's my world. This is who I'm fucking trying to make, you know, her life better for this. And now I'm attached to this little puppy that I've had for a month. Like, fuck, it sucked. But he's like, no problem. I totally understand. I think he's gonna find a really good home for it. I think he already did. I think a pheasant farm.
He doesn't give a shit.
Texas.
He's making double bank off it.
No, he's a good dude,
Oh.
man. No, he's a good dude. And I think that what probably ended up happening, it sounded like today he was taking another puppy that was part of that litter to a guy that was going to buy a puppy. And he said, "Hey, I just got her sister. Do you want her too?" And gave him to her.
Oh, nice.
So they're going to a pheasant farm in Texas, which is amazing.
It's all gonna work out for the better, dude. It's gonna be better for the dog, for you.
Yeah.
I told you before. I know, you might feel like shit for doing that, but
Let me see your
like
letter.
I said, it's better. It's better for everything.
Yeah.
The whole situation. The moment seems shitty, but.
And the other thing I realized, dude, is when I had Abby to begin with, Abby's 10 years old. That was 10 years ago, dude. I was totally different. I didn't have this. I had extra time. Now I don't have extra time.
Yeah, you're working your ass off.
I'm never gonna hunt, Abby again. So I'm definitely not gonna hunt the puppy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's
what those dogs need to do anyway.
Yeah, they need to hunt, and I got very lucky with Abby. Abby's a fucking crazy luck how good that dog is. It's the best dog I've ever seen, for how smart she is, how chill she is, for being a high energy breed. She's fucking chill as fuck.
Well, let me ask you this then: if you're not, you said you're never gonna hunt with Abby.
Yeah.
But would you ever hunt again?
Yeah. I mean.
Okay, because I was gonna ask, does that mean you'll never get another hunting dog later on?
I think the next dog I'm gonna get's a mutt, dude. I'm just gonna get a mutt, save a mutt from the.
That's a great idea. I agree with that.
But here's the problem, and this is another reason why I'm so bummed out. So New Year's Eve night, you know how Abby is around fireworks. She just fucking freaks out.
Yeah.
And they're selling all these fireworks in Arizona now. So my neighbors are shooting off these fucking mortars in their backyard. You know what I mean? So Abby's scared shitless. And that was the night that I realized, like, this wasn't going to work out. And I just felt terrible, dude. I fucking sat there and cried like a baby, man. I was like, and you know why I cried? Because what made me realize it wasn't going to work out is how fucked up Abby is right now because of how nervous she is. And I'm like, dude, it made me realize her mortality. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I'm going to have to put this dog down and at some point. And, dude, I fucking cried like a baby. I'm like, fuck, man. I couldn't believe how hard it was to even think about that.
I get those crazy thoughts with Fabius, and he's only 2. I just think about, damn, in 12, 15 years. But I'm trying to stay ahead of the curve with just keeping him on a good CBD regimen and giving him the healthiest foods. I'm really picky on the toys I give him.
Yeah.
Compared to the ones, like Vader, you let him. I didn't know the things I know now about the kind of chemicals and shit that some of the toys contain, especially out of those dog bones and stuff, and
rawhide and shit.
Yeah, like all that stuff. God, what is that really shitty? There's a really shitty dog food brand that we used to give my high school dog, Siberian Husky, Shiloh. I forgot what it's called, but it literally has it has what fucking Squirt has in it, has Chinese chemicals.
Yeah. Yep. That's why you don't buy it. You buy everything that's American made. You can't buy anything that's not American made.
Yeah, I think is it Neutro? No, I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, but yeah, you have her on CBD zone shit. Right?
Yeah, she's on fucking full spectrum RSO.
God damn.
Yeah. So
she had does she still have the
tumors
and shit?
Yeah. Yeah. I've noticed a couple new ones. That's another thing. So, she's not gonna survive. You can only beat that so many times. Anyways, it was just shitty, man. It made me realize how attached I am to that dog. You know what I mean? Like, you don't realize how.
Well, they're like family members.
Yeah, how attached you are to them until you have to think about that. Fuck. But anyways, not to bring everybody down to the start of the show, but that's been my life. Yeah.
Damn, man. Right on.
But yeah, so I figured, we'd sit here and talk about the last year, especially with the show and all that bullshit.
My blunt keeps going out. I'm gonna give up on this one.
Here. And I don't know, man. It's been crazy. Fucking can't believe. I mean, it's not even a year since we've started this.
Yeah, I was thinking about this time last year because we shot the first episode February 11th. So this time, fucking fan. This time last year, I think literally this week last year, I was shooting the intro with Chad, getting all this the approval from the city to go on the light rail to shoot all that shit.
Oh, I didn't know you had to do all that.
Yeah, I've just heard from other people and other film crews and shit, like when you take cameras and things on the light rail, like the light rail guards will kick you right off, but you can get a special, like, I don't know what you want to call it, pass for like a day or an X amount of hours. You just tell them what you're doing and how long you need, and it was kind of a pain in the ass, but it took like a month, and then they got back to me, and I was like, fuck yeah. So I called Chad and Mando, and then we just hopped on the light rail, like, I don't know, like Washington, like maybe 40th Street or something over there, and just rode it back and just filmed as much shit as we could on the way back.
I remember when I first saw that, and I was just thinking to myself, holy shit, man, this is fucking happening.
Yeah, they made it, they did, I give them all the credit for that. They edited all that shit and made it all badass and shit. And then just stressing on the first episode, because I've never done a podcast. Still hadn't really sure how we were going to do the audio. Wasn't really sure how we were going to do the video. I mean, remember that first episode, we had like three camera guys and shit. Like,
yeah, it was crazy,
Chad
dude.
And,
in a
Andrew's
fucking room
there.
a quarter of the size, basically.
Yeah, half the size of the area. But then that first episode, as bad as it is looking back, it was kind of a blessing for me, because when I learned this crazy new skill that I never thought I was going to learn, which is editing in Premiere, and now I'm actually mad at myself that I didn't learn this shit 10 years ago.
Yeah, because
I had actually given the podcast to someone else to edit. I had no intention to ever edit the podcast, and then
you were forced to out of necessity.
So after that first episode dropped, I really wanted it to come out like within a few days. And so I'd actually gotten a gig in LA, remember, for a week, so that delayed it. I remember trying to like do things on the computer, on like my laptop on the bus there. Like I didn't even know what I was doing.
Yeah, your broken fucking laptop, or your laptop that wasn't.
So I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing. And then I got back and I given it to someone else who was gonna edit the podcast. So I thought, you know, for forever, I guess. And then he had the files for like a week, and I was just too impatient, and I was like, you know, let me just get that shit back, because at that point it was like 2 weeks and the first episode hadn't even dropped, and I just feel like I owe it to the guests to get the episodes out fast, you know.
Yeah.
So
that was a crazy first episode too. I mean, that episode was nuts.
No,
man.
It was fucking fun. It was a
so
blast.
We definitely wanted to even get it out more, just so people could see it.
Yeah, and so I took all the files and the footage, and not ever doing anything in Premiere, I just edited it within like 12 hours, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was literally syncing the audio to the video all manually, one by one. I didn't know anything, and from episode 1 until now, I pretty much figured out how to edit and shit, which is kind of cool. But it's fun looking back at those first episodes, because the audio is off a little bit, you know what I mean? And, you know, it is a little fucked up, and the credits are crazy and shit like that. So,
well, that's something that we always said since even the beginning, is that we're going to look back at the older episodes and just be like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, like nostalgic and shit, yeah. So, yeah.
But having Rich on twice was pretty fucking cool to do in the first year. I didn't figure him being on for another, you know, couple episodes.
So, dude, all the stresses were from, like, I wasn't even sure if anyone was going to show up. I didn't even know if you were going to show up, to be honest with you. And not that, because I've had so many projects with friends that just never worked out, or their ambition, you know what I mean? And at the last year, dude, you were stressing your balls off going through some other crazy shit, and your attention wasn't even on it. And at this time, I was wondering, like, I hope he fucking... And I remember actually we were going to do the 2 guest thing on Sunday, and then Rich for some reason had to move it to Saturday. So remember, the episode 1 was shot on Saturday, and episode 2 was shot on Sunday. I remember thinking, fuck, McClay's not going to come down 2 days in a row for that. Like, what the fuck? And I remember asking, you're like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. Well, I was just stressing on stupid shit like that. Like,
well, I think I needed it at that point, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like cathartic.
Yeah, and then right after like those first couple episodes, it just kind of started fueling itself as far as The editing getting
Yep.
better. The guests locking everything in. Things getting booked out.
Yeah. Big shout out to some of those, everybody that helped us with those first, episodes. There's a lot of people that, we got to say that thanks to,
Yeah, Chad.
Big thanks to Chad. Fuck.
Andrew
Shit.
Togus.
Andrew.
Don Rizze for sure.
Yeah, Don Rizze for sure.
Obviously your brother Chris.
Yep. Oompa, who we need to see more of. He should be here.
Let me see if I'm checking my phone. 'Cause
Hopefully.
he might be coming over.
Oh, perfect. But yeah, man,
I
like,
hope we're not forgetting anybody.
oh, dude, there was a lot of people, man. But
You mean just the guests, just taking the time to come over.
Jesus,
So.
yeah, that was, and shit. Thanks for fucking you and Jordan for fucking letting us film episodes in your fucking bedroom, basically.
It makes it convenient. Oh, I mean in the beginning.
Yeah, fuck.
Thank Jordan for that. I didn't give a shit.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, I would just hang up actually those sheets to hide the bed.
Yeah, so, and to finally have this room, and this is a fucking perfect room right here.
Set up, yeah, perfectly. Huh?
Right now, with the weather the way it is, dude, it's just perfect right now. This is fucking chill.
Yeah, so we got some cool guests coming on for the next year too. So, who was your favorite guest last year?
Oh fuck, man, there was a lot. Oompa is probably my favorite guest. I just wish we could get Oompa more, man. I mean, I wish he was on every episode. So I don't know, man. We gotta talk about the Danzig thing, of course. All that stuff.
We can stop talking about that.
Well, no, I'm saying, to look back, that's one of the funniest things ever, right?
Well, the funniest part of that is the people ripping us.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's why it's so great.
Oompa,
yeah. You just kind of feel bad for him.
I'm trying to call Oompa right now, by the way.
But he just makes everything better. Like
Oompa?
when he's around, when he's in a good mood.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just love having to get him in a good mood to do the show. And of course he's not going to answer, but yeah, man, having Oompa on is my favorite. But I mean, obviously, I think my favorite is Jonah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it was recent, but I still can't believe that happened as fast as it happened. To have, he was kind of one of the people that we said, if you could have anybody on the show, your top 3 people, he was one of them. So to have that person on
that fast
was, and just, I think I talked about it. I can't remember where I posted, but I talked about how, there's that saying, don't meet your heroes because they're going to disappoint you. And that was the exact fucking opposite.
Yeah.
Like that was, and that was, I was kind of worried about that, to be honest. I was like, fuck, is this going to make me not like him as much?
If we see him be a dick for a moment or something, and then you're like,
So,
yeah.
But he was, it was the exact opposite. So that's, I said that saying, don't fucking believe it. Don't take a chance at, not missing a really cool experience. Yeah, it was fucking cool. That was dope. Kirk Nurmi was badass.
Kirk Nurmi for sure.
That was fucking really interesting.
Chris Martin.
Dude, Chris Martin. Chris Martin is probably my second favorite guest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That dude fucking inspiring as fuck. Just a cool dude. Just to have somebody. I remember that episode thinking, like, at one point I was like, me and Keith aren't even saying anything because we were so interested in just listening to him talk.
And I was just like this whole time.
Yeah, there's like,
what?
Yeah, it was
Yeah, dude. Actually, I could give you his book if you want to read it. It'll blow your mind even more.
Yeah,
because
fuck.
he said a lot of it on the podcast, but then there's a lot of the subplot and text behind it that. Pretty crazy.
Well, I'm really looking. We got to get him back on and talk about the Wonka bars or the Zonka bars. I saw the Zonka bars started back up, so
yeah,
he's got that going again, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, dude, that dude's everything. I don't see how that dude cannot succeed. That dude's just he's been through so much shit already that I don't see how he doesn't succeed.
Yeah, he has that drive and ambition
Yeah.
that's in very few.
I'm fucking rooting for him. That's for sure, man.
We need. I mean, if we had 1,000 more people like him, with that drive and ambition, but in that cannabis world, I mean, things would just go so much more faster, you know.
Well, that's why you have to put people up on a pedestal that should be up on a pedestal. Like these are people that you want to represent.
Yeah.
You know, the masses, and unfortunately, that's the world we live in, where, you know, so much of our world is on social media or personalities, right? That you think about a certain genre of people, you think about the people that they hold up, you know? So, yeah, people like him should be talked about and should be. Check out his podcast. I mean, his podcast is, it's cool that he's doing a podcast. That dude's everywhere, man.
Haters make me famous.
Yep. That dude's fucking everywhere. So, yeah, cool dude. Shit. It's just been, it's been nuts. Fuck, dude. Robin Cote was fucking crazy. Just to have her on, a local legend here in the Valley, that was kind of weird. It was funny at the end when I talked about my uncle, and, you know, she worked with my uncle and shit.
Did you talk to him about that yet?
I haven't seen my uncle, so I do need to ask him, talk to him about that. But
he's still in the game?
He's still in it, yeah. He's still in it. He does the daily little news snippets, shit like that.
Come on.
Yeah, man, fucking probably the craziest thing that ever happened, dude, this year is the Ray fucking Holy Cross shit. The shit that we haven't talked about yet.
I'm fucking so stoned.
Good, dude. Because this is gonna be interesting.
So where do we start? Did I start how like it?
Yeah.
From the very beginning.
Yeah, we gotta. So, yeah, we need to start from the very beginning. So, a great episode was episode of my brother Chris McClay.
Oh, okay. That's a very good way to start it. Sorry.
So, you know, having my brother be on was pretty cool, especially if you have him be on that early. It was a really cool, fun episode, and it got to a lot of people, and we had quite a few people contact us and say how good that episode was. And one of the people that contacted us, I forget exactly what he said. Do you?
So, it was about four days after your brother's episode, which is episode I'm trying to find right here, 7 or 8.
Yeah, 8.
8. Okay. And I get a message that says, "Hey man, I just watched the last episode. Thanks, it was exactly what I needed right now." Excuse me. Fucking cottonmouth.
I know, dude. That's why I'm eating some candy.
Yeah. Hang on. You got any more?
You want half of it?
Was it taffy?
Mm-hmm.
Just don't chew it in the fucking mic.
It's like eating ice.
Is this banana?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
my favorite flavor.
So yeah,
hang on.
We're both eating Laffy Taffy. This is fucking terrible, dude. I can't believe we're doing this.
That's cool.
Got to.
We're doing it for them, so they don't have to hear our cottonmouth.
Mm-hmm.
We don't turn the mic.
That's why I'm doing it, man. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it.
You're fucking making people tune out. Anyway, so I get a message that says, "Hey man, I watched the last episode. It's exactly what I needed right now." And I wasn't sure who the person was. His name was Ray Hollycross. At the time, I didn't know who he was, but we were friends somehow on Facebook. And so I just messaged back, "Thanks, man. I really appreciate you watching." And then when I took a deeper look to find out who he was, I realized there was a short film that I did stunts with called Mitch Rapp. And he did the VFX for it. So like there was a lot of blood. Like if I shot you and blood came out, it was all digital. But I would never meet the VFX guys. They're always in the background.
Yeah.
So I just assumed through the Mitch Rapp, he friended me or something. We became friends through that somehow. But honestly, I didn't know who he was. But then but then I thought about what he had messaged me, and I said, and then like a little later, I was like, is everything cool? Like, and then he messaged back, actually, I just found out that it came down with the big C 3 days ago. And I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I like teared up. I didn't cry. I just like got teared up because with your brother, my mom, Soggy, it just cancer is fucked, a lot of close people to us. So then I was like, oh man, that's, that sucks, blah, blah, blah. And we kind of bonded over like, cannabis, CBD. And then he pretty much told me that the cancer is going to had already spread so much that it wasn't worth doing the chemo. Because, chemo is just destroys you. So it was better just to live out his life and then, pretty much die. So our whole friendship was based on the fact that he was pretty much dying from cancer.
Yeah. And
over the course of the next, I'd say this was probably March. I can't remember what month he came on. So I'd say over the course of the next 4 to 5 months, we would message each other every 1 to 2 days or so. But to be completely honest, it was him always messaging me, and a lot of the times it was to hang out and things like that. But I always kind of kept a arm's reach with the guy in a sense. But I always would ask about him and and things like that. And I was generally concerned about him. And about 4 months in, eventually I was like, hey man, why don't you just come on the podcast and talk about the cancer? Like I think a lot of people would have,
could be helped.
And you have a lot of inspiring things to say, like people in this situation. And so he agreed, and he came on the podcast, and we never talked about the cancer. It was just all VFX, which was at the time was kind of fine, but it was kind of weird. It was weird. It was weird.
It was weird because I remember coming into it, we thought that was the reason why he was going to be on the podcast.
And also your brother was helping on audio, who is a cancer survivor.
So we actually start the episode off by saying, telling that story, telling my brother tells his story. My brother's really interested because he wants to talk to the guy,
Yeah.
Because my brother kind of has like a feeling, he feels bad about how things turn out. I guess it's like a guilt thing, but whatever. He wants to talk to the guy too. And I remember during the episode, like we went in and we started the episode thinking that's what it was going to be about. And at one point my brother says, so can you tell us about your what's going on with you? And he's like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And it was weird. It was weird. And I mean, we kind of understood. I kind of took it. I think he said something like he doesn't want to get into it, because of family and this and that.
Yeah,
And I understood that at the time.
Yeah, that's kind of how I took it.
I understood it at the time. It was a little weird because that's why we thought he was coming on, but I get it. And you could tell he was a little nervous. So
that's the other thing is
I kind of
had
felt
a gut
bad.
feeling. I always had this weird gut feeling, and especially while I was on the episode because he was literally shaking.
Yeah, he was very nervous.
Blunt back and forth, and it was just very odd. But anyway, so
we just talked about visual effects and stuff like that, and he talked about what he worked on, and
which is cool because we love movies.
Yes,
and hearing that aspect of movie making,
yeah, it was interesting. Jesus, it was interesting, but yeah.
So anyway, the episode drops,
and a few weeks later,
was
it a few weeks? Probably a few weeks, about a month. It wasn't right away, was it? I
can find out right now because I'm looking at it.
I think it was a little bit of time.
It doesn't have the date of the comment. It just says 2 months ago, September.
So yeah, it was a couple months after the show was out.
So I could read the comment.
Yeah. So the comment says.
So, and by the way, this is like 6:30 in the morning. I'm fucking just waking up, and I see, oh, there's your comment on the Ray Hollycross episode. Let's read this one, and it says, from L.A. Stevens, isn't this the same Ray Hollycross that scammed all kinds of women, always pretending to be in the movies, TV media, but isn't and did prison time? Sure looks like him. I didn't make this site, but you might want to check it out before you're scammed. he scams guys too, apparently. And I clicked on it, and it's this whole fucking website dedicated about how the guy is a fucking sociopath. Okay? I mean, and it talks about all the different stories. And so I'm just like, what the fuck? And so for the next 3 hours, I'm just doing a fucking deep dive on this.
There's multiple web pages.
This isn't it. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
If you just Google Ray Hollycross, he's known as the internet Casanova, who scammed over 38 women in 7 different states.
Has a documentary about him.
A true documentary. As a matter of fact, there's a new comment on the thing that says, I'm literally watching an episode of his on Investigation Discovery about Ray Hollycross on his crooked ways right now.
So there's multiple TV shows about this dude.
Yeah, there's a Good Morning America.
There's a documentary where a chick from BBC News goes and meets him in prison, talks to him in prison, which was crazy to watch after. I mean, I get this text saying, holy shit, dude, check this out. And it's the link to Ray's website. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
I didn't know how. It was so much, and it was so odd, and something I've
Just
never
like,
dealt with in my life that I didn't know how to process it. And at the same time, I felt like a fool.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I didn't know this before he came on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was dumbfounded. I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, you can go, if you Google his name, you can find on Plenty of Fish. There's like a whole watch out for this guy. And then in the comment section, everyone.
So his MO basically is he finds a chick on a dating website. He gets in with her and he, has her pay for everything. He has a story about, why he doesn't have any money. I'm not saying this by opinion. This is, if you read the websites, this is what the website says. There's a lot of chicks giving their stories of him. But the craziest thing that happens to kind of back it all up is we get a message.
Well, hang on. So first, I messaged Ray what I found out. You know what I mean? I sat on it for a few days, and then I actually messaged him, and I said, hey, Ray, I just found all this shit out. I go, I hope you understand my train of thought right now, but, I'm just wondering, do you actually have cancer?
Yeah,
you know
because
what I mean?
It's the first thing we thought.
Really,
that's the first thing I thought.
Because, why wouldn't you think that if you just learned that about a human being?
If he's a habitual liar, and he takes advantage by making up stories, why would you believe that?
Yeah.
And kind
of...
of...
he scams people,
yeah.
and shit like that, and he scams men and all this crazy shit.
And to scam people about cancer when they have family members, especially that, have lost... Keith lost his mom to cancer. That's a hardcore thing.
So, but
I didn't want to believe it either. There was a part of me that said, no, he wouldn't do that. So, that was the other thing. We didn't know. I remember going back and forth. Do you really think he has cancer? I remember at first I was like, fuck, no, he doesn't. And
that's the thing before I messaged him, I took 3 days to ask people's opinions, and I didn't know.
You contacted a friend of his that's also a mutual friend of yours.
Yeah, does he have fucking cancer? Because I felt like maybe I didn't know if I was being a victim or if I didn't know. I was just very confused. And when I messaged him, I try to make it clear that he has to understand my train of thought. You have to understand why I would think
where are we coming from? Yeah,
because of all this fucking crazy information.
Yeah.
So he read the message and then disappeared from social media for about 10 days, I'd say.
Yeah.
And for that 10 days, was still confused, baffled, what the fuck? Didn't know how to do it. We didn't talk about it. You know what I mean? We kind of kept this to ourselves, actually, for a long time. And then finally, about day 10, we get a message on the Bogcast, and it's from a woman who claims to be Ray Hollycross's
current girlfriend, and
says, hey, have you seen Ray Hollycross? And I'm like, no. Have you? She's like, no. And I go, but hang on a second. How long have you been dating this guy? She's like, about 4 months. This is all through messages. And I go, let me ask you one fucking thing. Does he have cancer? And she says, what? In the 4 months I've been dating him, he's never mentioned cancer once. So I'm like, what the fuck? So at that point, I'm thinking he definitely is scamming me, and
fuck him.
And she was like, I should call the cops. This and I'm like, well, unless he did something physical to you, I mean, the cops aren't going to do shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she realized that she, and the same thing happened. He pretty much,
scammed her.
Yeah, scammed her, drained her account, smoked all her weed.
Yeah, smoked all her weed. I love that part. Fucking.
No, I'm not joking.
I know. I know you're not joking. I saw the messages. Fucking, yeah, dude. That shit was funny, man. I mean, I feel bad for her, but here's the crazy thing. Like, I think he contacted us not too long after that. I think he found out that we were asking about him.
No, hang on, and then God, hang on a second. I gotta get this chronological order of events right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then me and this woman are messaging back and forth, and then about day 11, he pops up out of social media out of nowhere, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" Acts like nothing happened, and then I'm like, "Hey, man, can you read the above message?" And then he got angry at me for having those thoughts, and then just thought I was a piece of shit and not a good friend, and then
he wrote this big long diatribe, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly, and then blocked me on Facebook, and then unblocked me on Facebook, came back and sent me the definition for fair weather friend.
Yeah.
And then blocked me again. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was never that good of friends with you in the first place, motherfucker. You know what I mean? So my argument to him when I messaged to him when I found out all this stuff is like, hey, man, you could have used the podcast to really, inspire, apologize to these women. And if, you really did have the cancer and you really are dying, wouldn't you have some guilt for doing all that shit and want to fucking...
And just be like, yeah, I'm sorry. And if I'd made it... And he kind of said that, though. You know what? Here's the funny thing. Because you did say that, I think. And didn't he say something like, I've made my bones, or I've said my...
No, he said that. He said he was sorry before, but, like, you could clearly tell he has no remorse for it, at least from that video, like, when he was in the prison.
Oh, that was funny, dude. I was crying, man. That video when he was in the prison, and the chick's like, I forget what she says, but she's like, so like, did you mean to take advantage of them on purpose? He's like, no. She's like, not at all. He's like, maybe, maybe a few of them.
Yeah. But
he had some balls. It was pretty fucking funny, that part. But it was crazy. It was fucking nuts, and
it's one of the craziest, weirdest things that has happened to me.
Yeah, yeah. All through the fucking podcast. That was fucking nuts too, man. Yeah, at one point,
like, he just has he has a kind of story that he could use to inspire other people. And instead
if he did have cancer, if he does
not
have
even
cancer.
If he didn't have cancer, even with the other shit.
Yeah,
but he kept the whole episode just about VFX and himself. You know what I mean? Which I think is kind of
yeah, dude. That would have been. I would have had a ton of respect for him if he would have came on and said, "Yeah, this is what I've gone through, and this is, where I'm at." I would fucking have a shit ton of respect for him.
He had to have known I was going to eventually find that shit out.
That's
especially
the other
with
weird
the
thing.
episode.
That's the
Maybe
other weird
that's why
thing.
he was so nervous.
That is the weird thing. If he has, like, literally, this guy, makes me feel even dumber because that dude has so many web pages about him.
I know. So I learned a hard lesson to Google every motherfucker. So anyone who's coming on this motherfucker, I do background checks and shit.
Fuck yeah. That's the other thing. This motherfucker didn't even use a different name.
So, okay, if you were going to come on a podcast that's on YouTube where you could see anywhere in the fucking world, you have to know that eventually that I'm going to find this out.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you want to pull me aside and say, hey, man, look, I did some fucked up shit. I already said I'm sorry for it. You know what I mean? I don't need to say I'm sorry. If he would have said that before, I don't need to say it. I'm like, okay, cool.
Fucking
you know what I mean? Do you want to talk about it on the podcast? No. Okay.
Yep.
And then, you know what I mean? I think I would have
had respect for him for that too. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. It's the worst part is not knowing 100% if he has cancer or not. That's the worst part. Like, because there's a part of me that still thinks,
I know,
like very small part of me that's like, what if he really does have fucking
I know.
terminal
I think
cancer.
that too, man.
And if that's the case, I feel even worse for him, man. I feel even worse for him. Because I don't know. Crazy.
I
Anyways.
don't want to shit on the guy. I mean, I feel bad for him in a sense. I'm just telling it from my perspective and how crazy fucking weird it was just to happen in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had something like this. I've never met somebody who has had a world-renowned story with this kind of past.
Yeah. Yep. Crazy.
So I don't know how to go about it.
Yeah. Not much you can do, man, other than do what we do. Just talk about it and whatever.
But if you want to find out more, you just watch episode 42. I updated the description with kind of,
that was the other
story,
thing. I probably wouldn't been down to do that if the dude was telling the truth. You know what I mean? But fuck him.
Wait, what?
Like to go on there and like if he would have said like you were saying, if he would have came to you afterwards like, hey, I've done some shit. You might hear from some people, and I've dealt with that. I've paid my dues on that.
Yeah, I would have been like, bro, you're bad as fuck.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I would have been like, wow, bro, sweet.
But he went about it like a punk, and
flipped it on me like I'm an asshole.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's like, motherfucker.
Yeah, it was weird, man. But yeah, so that was crazy. And I think we had did we have Kirk Nurmi on right after Ray?
I can see right now.
And that might have been something that I remember kind of thinking weird about, because here's a guy who did the opposite, beat the cancer.
Yep, Kevin Nurmi was right before.
Kirk Nurmi
the same day.
That's
Weren't
the
they?
crazy thing. Yes. Think about that. We have fucking Kirk Nurmi on, who's a fucking badass that, goes through this shit, gets cancer while going through the shit, beats the cancer, comes out on the other end and fucking is inspiring people.
I remember that was like a big day for your brother.
Yeah.
Because your brother was talking to Kirk about the cancer.
Fucking right. Yeah. Yeah, man, that was crazy.
I just want to know the truth. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Sad, dude. But yeah, so that, what else crazy happened this last year? Yeah, a lot of stuff.
I can't really think. I'm stoned to the gills.
Yeah. But
let's see what else happened this last year. I only went to LA once. I went to LA in February.
Yeah.
I wish I could have went more.
I fucking wrecked my car. That was crazy.
The guys from This, That, and the Other came out.
Yeah.
I guess our year wasn't that cool.
No. Stupid work shit. But we're gonna have to do that DMT soon, dude.
Let's do it right now. Come on. Just do it right now, bro. Please. Please. Bro, it's cold enough. There's no excuses.
All right, let's do it.
Go, grab it.
Fuck, dude. You sure you want to do this? All right. I gotta take a piss.
Oh, shit.
You sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
All right.
I got fucking the nervous bubbles. Shit. We've been sitting on some bufoalvarius 5-MeO DMT for seems like 2 years now. And McClay always makes an excuse not to do it. And finally this year I was like, dude, we're fucking doing it. And he kept saying, no, it's not cold enough. It's not cold enough. Well, it's fucking cold enough right now. So hopefully McClay will be able to meet the machine elves here in a few minutes. I don't know if we're going to do it on camera. Maybe we'll do it on camera and decide if I should edit it out after. Here he comes. Are we going to do this on camera? We don't have to play it. Like, I could edit it out. I'm scared. Oh shit! I gotta go grab it actually in the bedroom and send this.
Hold on, let me make sure this shit.
In the safe.
This shit might need to be charged. I might have to do this next episode.
The blast off station.
Yeah, this thing's gotta be charged, dude.
For how long?
I don't know.
No. You can't do it while it's charged? I mean, like plugged in?
I don't think so. I think it's got to be at least 80%.
Damn it! You're just making that up.
Huh?
You're making that up because you don't want to do it.
We'll see.
So that's just a vaporizer?
Yeah.
You want to give them a plug?
The mighty vape.
You spent like $1,000 on that, didn't you?
Like $300.
What's so special about it?
So if you do the research, it's like the best vape out there for DMT.
But you can use it for weed and shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You can use it for weed, but you can't get enough flower in there to matter.
Interesting. Should I go grab it?
Hold on, let me see if this...
Me grabbing it makes it like one step closer.
Let me see how to get this in here. But yeah, so this is supposed to be the vape to use, but I'm pretty sure it's got to be charged.
Dude, you've been sitting on this bufo for about 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a while, bro. It's been since last winter. Remember, I got it right before last winter.
I thought it was the winter before that.
No, remember the winter before that is the first time I tried. Again, I didn't get enough. And remember, we tried it, and it didn't work.
Oh, yeah.
It only just got us there.
Is that when you're using a glass dick?
Yeah. I think it's good to go, dude.
All right.
Go get it.
Oh, shit. Maybe you could talk about the 5-MeO.
So this is 5-MeO DMT, dimethyltryptamine, dimethyltryptamine. Basically, the strongest hallucinogen that there is in the natural, I think that we can use, I imagine, comes from the Sonoran desert toad, the wonderful Sonoran desert toad. So basically, I think the best way to put it in layman's terms is DMT is in every living plant there is, but we can't feel it. I think it's also produced by the what's that gland? There's a gland that produces it in our back of our brain. Anyways, so it's produced by that too when we need it, little shots of it when we need it, like near-death experiences, and if you got your leg cut off or something, they would just drop these. And same they think with dreaming, but it's in every plant that's out there. And the reason that we can't feel it when we eat these plants is because we have a gut acid or biome or something that nulls out that DMT. That's why ayahuasca is there, because the shaman and these Peru or Brazilian natives over centuries figured out how to make a mixture of roots and leaves to cancel out that acid so you can feel it. But this is a quicker way to do it. This is like straight to the dome 5-MeO shit. But do you have a little bit of weed, dude? We got to put a little bit of weed in this.
Of
A
course.
little bit of cannabis. Sorry, cannabis.
Yeah, you're right. I kept saying weed too. Just put it in there?
Yeah.
How much?
Just like, you know, pinch a bit. A little bit more.
More?
Yeah.
I didn't know you're supposed to put weed in it.
Yeah, it just makes it, yeah.
Might be a Fabi hair. Might be a Fabi hair.
So,
You scared?
super nervous, dude.
Do you want me to get some cool lighting effects?
No, I'm down.
Should I dance? No, I'm just
No.
kidding. Do you want to send in attention or anything?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I just want to be calm. I want to breathe. Just, you know, remind me to breathe. I want to breathe. So, yeah.
No, I mean like is what you want to get out of it.
I don't know what I want to get out of it, man. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I want to get something out of it that betters me. I want to get something out of it that calms me down a little bit right now. Just lets me know that everything's okay.
Word.
Yeah.
That's
So,
perfect.
Yeah. Whew. All right, let's see what we got here.
So you're gonna just try to do the three big rip thing?
Yeah.
Just do it as much as possible.
Oh shit, dude.
You barely put any in there.
Shit.
All right. So for anyone who's listening, I should probably be commentating more. I apologize for not talking more and being more descriptive. So McClay has pretty much a huge vape style pen, but it's not a pen. It looks more like a cell phone.
Yeah.
It's the size of a BlackBerry.
Yeah, I'd say BlackBerry. Yeah.
But you can put marijuana. Well, he put marijuana inside, and then DMT on top of that. Close the lid, and
I'm letting it heat up. It's at 230 degrees.
what do you need to get it to?
I don't know. I'm just letting it get to like 390 or something until it gets hot.
Cool.
I'm nervous.
And if you don't know about DMT, it usually lasts between 10 to 20 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes you can't break through. It's just all about breaking through. So I would just hold it in as long as possible. And he's taking his first hit. He's holding it in. Did you get a hit? Oh, we don't think you got a hit. It might not be hot enough yet. You got a huge rip. Huge rip. Holy shit. Hold in as long as possible and take as many as you can. Don't we play some music? Second rip success. Huge second rip. He's going in for the third rip. He's holding it in. Third rip, huge. Do you want to tell me how you feel?
We tend to think that our spirit is in our body. That's actually...
He's going in for, I believe, his fifth rip. fifth rip was huge. He's going in for his sixth rip. He held it in for a long time and another huge sixth
I
rip.
could feel a little bit, but I can't. Maybe I need to do more.
You're not blasting off. Dude, I don't care. If you want, just put that whole motherfucker in there and do it. You want me to load up some more weed in there real quick?
Oh, hold on.
You need to meet these motherfucking machine elves, dude.
No.
Damn. Nothing?
It feels weird. I feel weird. I feel weird, dude. You want to hit it?
Then I'm just gonna feel weird. Like that a good weird?
Yeah, I mean it's yeah. I think I need to put more in there, dude.
Yeah, fuck that. Put that whole thing in there, bro.
You're crazy, bro.
No, dude. Don't you, bro? It's time to fucking go to the next level. What's the best music they play? Is there search best DMT?
That's good.
Okay. We're gonna get flagged. We're gonna get demonetized on this episode.
Oh shit, dude, it's in there. I mean,
It's probably a lot of weed though.
It looks gooey.
Ew.
Yeah. It looks gooey. The fan, that's the thing I don't want
You
to...
want me to turn it off?
Yeah, just for a second. Oh. You gotta turn it back on, though, for sure.
Nope. Just kidding.
You smell it?
So now McClay is. Did you put more weed in?
No.
Cannabis? No. McClay is dumping a shitload of DMT into the vape pen. He's going all out. Folks, this could be it. Okay. Quick drink of the water.
A little bit of Laugh Taffy.
Is there any more? Oh, that's it?
Mm-hmm.
That's all good. That's such a good flavor. Where's that laser thing?
Mm.
Can I shoot that at you?
No.
The fuck you putting your Laffy Taffy trash in my shit? Fucker. He's going in for his... We're going to call this the first hit of the next batch.
Was it odd?
It wasn't on. Do you have anything to say?
I'm a little nervous, dude. A little nervous.
Yeah, you'll be right. I get that. But when you talk about doing it and you start doing it, it's that anticipation.
Yeah.
McClay's going in for about his 4th or 5th hit of the second batch. I hope this isn't a boring podcast for the people that only listen. You turn the heat up?
Yeah, I turned the heat up. I don't know what else to do. I don't want to waste it. All right, it's at 400.
Is it from the right toad?
It's maxed.
Hold it in as long as humanly possible. McClay just took a huge rip of DMT. He looks disappointed.
I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm wasting it.
Bong?
Oh, this is so disappointing, bro.
I think $300.
Yeah.
You did all that research? Your research sucks. Fucking smells weird. Oh my god. Oh, you know what? It's. Oh my god. This music's tripping me out, I think. I think you're just gonna have to shoot it. Fuck. I don't know why I have the giggles. I feel like I hit it.
I don't think it's working, bro.
Fuck.
I don't know what to do.
I say bong rip.
I'm not gonna bong rip this shit, dude.
What does it taste like?
Cheers, you want to hit it? You can try it.
I don't want to feel weird.
Yeah. I feel weird, that's for sure. I could feel it.
Like, is it a good
Yeah,
weird?
yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's chill. It's chill.
Yeah, I'll turn off the music.
It's weird, dude.
Well, I thought for sure you'd blast off right
So
now.
would I. I thought this would work.
What's the plan B? What's it look like in there?
Tobacco with shit stuck to the...
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. They just got all stuck to the lid?
Yeah. What a fucking waste.
Damn.
Fuck,
I'm sorry,
dude.
man. That is
Yeah.
disappointing. Fuck. So, now what? More research?
Just need to fucking put it into a vape liquid. Vape that shit.
What do you mean?
I'm sure you can.
Like,
Yeah.
how
Like,
the hell would you do that?
I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll fucking MacGyver that shit.
You have to... You can't ingest it, right? You have to. It has to be like smoked or like
Yeah.
put it in your blood or something like that.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. What other ways you can do it?
I don't know. That's fucking disappointing, though.
I'm sorry.
I wonder if it's just because I think maybe
This
I
is
should-
like the 4th failed attempt.
This is the least I've ever done, though. I mean, the first couple of times, at least, I got to a point where I could see fucking the geometric patterns and shit.
Do you think it goes bad over time?
I don't know. Dude. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't use enough, or maybe I need to clean this thing. Maybe this thing needs to be charged better. I don't know. It seemed like it was going to 400 degrees. It said it was going to 410 degrees.
Damn, that is very disappointing.
Yeah. Fuck. This might just be a fucking practice podcast, dude.
What are you talking about?
Fuck, man. That was disappointing.
That's like a great clip.
It was disappointing.
I hear the theme music coming out right now and the logo coming up.
Oh, shit.
All right, well. We're going to end it on that sad note. I mean, I really want to try it, but I don't want to, like...
Yeah, waste it.
Well, yeah, not just that, but put a weird chemical in my body for no
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to do it, I want to be on another fucking planet.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I think we just gotta...
So, okay, let's talk about the ways that you've tried it. You did it in a glass dick
Yeah.
with like a...
Torch.
That didn't work.
No.
This is the 3rd time, right?
Yeah.
What were the first few times? What was the other second?
I made that thing out of the 2-liter where you put the foil in it at the bottom and you burn it from the bottom and it fills up the 2-liter.
Like a MacGyver bomb?
Yeah, yeah. Like a gravity bong type thing.
I said MacGyver, but yeah, gravity, yeah. And then you did a bunch of research.
And this is supposed to be the best. Maybe I just need to do the straight fucking that shit.
Straight what?
Just straight that.
Do it right now.
No, fuck you. I'm starting to think like you're thinking, man. Look at you. And Mikey will eat it. And Mikey will do anything.
I want to see you blast off first. What's wrong with that? It's your shit. This is your toad, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do another person's toad. Seriously. You ran out after that motherfucker. I just want to do it and look at that. You know, reality.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, man. That was disappointing.
Fuck, I wonder if I should just do it straight. I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You might waste it.
It said in the research to mix it with weed?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Fuck. Alright, well, we'll catch us on the next vlog. Fuck. Alright.
That's a wrap.
Alright, well, sleep.
Bang!